Welcome back to the show this very morning on Morning Crossfire right here on Nigeria Info. I'm Femi MLM. Well, we're keeping up with the stories around fuel subsidy and its implication for Nigeria. It's a dawn of a new era, but it's dawning on every Nigerian that removal of fuel subsidy will lead to higher prices of fuel. We understand that the few NNPC filling stations are already setting out a new price cap for their pump price as high as 537 naira. Official announcements will follow through on this in hours to come, I believe so. But the NNPC also provided a briefing around this some hours ago to make it really clear to everyone that subsidy removal is on. Just to follow through with us that described that situation, they really insist it is gone and nothing otherwise can be talked about with regards to that. But we would see how the days ahead would provide so much details for everyone to follow through on. Now, around the country as well, there have been other stories that would serve of interest to you. Talking about former Vice President Sambo, also seen the many of them will be successful for the High Raymond Doxy. Take a listen to what he said.
Our friend, somebody served this country. This is a great loss, not only to you, the family, not to us, his friends, but to the country and the world in general. I would like to read out my letter of condolence. He spoke and said, loss, that I received the news of demise of our uncle, our brother, and highly respected statesman, High Chief Raymond Anthony Alego Dotasi, who passed away recently to the bosom of our Lord. The late High Chief was a bridge builder and indeed a great lover of peace and peaceful coexistence, considering his contributions to the nation's legacy implications. He was an elder statesman and a devout Christian whose selfless service to humanity will not be easily forgotten.
This is Morning Crossfire.
Well, it goes on to read out to the family and, of course, loved ones of the Vice President Sambo, speaking about issues around the late mogul Raymond Doxy. Now, let me also take you through the tribunal has accepted evidence of Tinubu's drug case, Shetima's nomination case, not yet over. At least this the briefing that has been provided by the Labour Party lawyers. Take a listen to their own standing and their observation on how things are so far. They've approached the court and they're providing their perspective to what would happen next. Here's Labour Party's lawyers as they spoke about things that would happen next.
This is Morning Crossfire.
Proceedings. I nominated my brother Sig, who conducted today's proceedings, so he will kickstart the yes.
Well, thank you. Well, the proceeding today commences with the tendering of documents we think we have in our possession that tends to suggest to us that of disqualification. The withdrawal from senatorial election of Senator Kasim, which was signed and filed with INEC on the 15th of July 2022, and the acceptance of his nomination, which was also filed and served with INEC on the 14th of July. So that documents are before the court. He accepted from what we have seen to be vice presidential candidate on the 14th of July 2022, while still a senatorial candidate for Bruno Central Constituency. And the both forms were filed with INEC. Those were the first set of documents that the tribunal or the court admitted. The second one is what we have, the certified true copy of the entirety of the record of proceedings from the District Court of Illinois in the United States of America, where $460,000 were forfeited in the proceedings that you will see that involves what appears to be narcotic dishonest substances. So those were the documents we tendered through PW1. They were duly pleaded, we served them, they have it, and everyone has it. So that's what we have done this morning, to bring them before the Honorable Court to see what it will make use of it, and they were all admitted, subject to whoever the order said that they will do whatever objection they say they have at the conclusion. But they were all certified public documents, duly paid for in the United States of American dollars. Thank you. Sorry?
This is Morning Crossfire.
That's how things are playing out right there. For those who are interested, the nomination case, Shatima's nomination case, and also Tinubu's draw case, they say that the Labour Party lawyers say evidence has been accepted on the grounds of that. And among the first set of witnesses called forward by the Labour Party in the major case with regards to the election, they have put up a summons for the INEC chairman to be the first witness to speak on the case there. In the meantime, Alex Oti, who is the governor of Abia State, is also been querying how 200 billion naira debt was left by his successor. Take a listen to his own sense of nervousness around governance in the state.
This is Morning Crossfire.
And when you understand the problem, you begin to think about solution. Somewhere in my mind, I believe that it's not all the debts that are genuine. So the first thing I will do is to confirm the debts and be sure that they are genuine. We also do know that the problem of ghost workers have not been solved. So we'll solve that problem through a forensic audit of the head count and then the accounts, and then we'll move from there. But I can assure you that we will solve the problem.
This is Morning Crossfire.
Alex Oti of Abia State, of course, setting things in motion. Ghost workers, 200 billion debt, maybe real, maybe not real enough. He speaks about that in his own right as well, just to understand how things are playing out in that very state as well. Well, just to also make you know that Ahmed Dati, Amechi, Sanusi were in attendance at Alex Oti's inauguration in Abia State. That's former Emir of Kano. Sanusi was there in attendance in that very event. He also attended the inauguration in Kano for Abba. Yes, okay. I think that's pretty much of that. So you have all kinds of things going on simultaneously across the country. Labour Party in court, PDP extending its congratulatory message, or should I say, extending, well, just his messaging towards Nigeria for everybody to be well coordinated and behaved during this time as well. There are many things to share. Kenneth Okonkwo as well was speaking about the Presidential Election Court Tribunal and how things are so far. He's provided his own briefing with regards to what happens next. And of course, the Vice President, Kashim Shettima, also spoke about what happens next as well. Governor Fintiri, during his inauguration speech, they talked about security, education, some of these highest priorities.
This is Morning Crossfire.
Amadou Funtiri there speaking about what should happen next. At the filling station, Deborah Hamera was there. She spoke to some of the people there, the filling stations in Abuja. Oh, quite a number of things to listen to. But just take a listen to some of the things people are saying with regards to what's going on there and there. Take a listen for yourself.
Me, man, I want to come. My head.
You should not come and use Buhari.
Yes, no.
You should not come and use Buhari style.
No, I'm not saying
I'm
it.
not aware. No, this man I'm talking about. You should not come and say
I'm not saying. I'm just saying it because I know people that made it during Buhari regime. Well, that had nothing and they made it during Buhari regime. Oh Allah, who man will go better? But this one,
it's going to.
Yes, everybody has been shouting. They want to remove the subsidy.
Check the aspects.
Good Lord, want to remove it. They will refuse. Yes. This one refuse. You want to remove? Like nothing. You don't remove. Do something in place.
That is why I know that this APC administration now, they don't have any good intention in the country. They don't have the country at mind. Because when you want to remove cost subsidy, there are so many things you need to put in place. Yes. Before you now go ahead and do it. You don't just come and make pronouncement like that. You understand? You make some provisions. Because definitely as you're removing that subsidy now, it will cost a lot of things. Check in those things first before you now fix it. You just come and make an open statement without any planning on the ground. It don't make sense. Definitely you are going to suffer. There's no any impact. There's no good point about that. You just supposed to make just it.
See, they would have allowed good luck to remove it.
That is it.
Been used to it by now.
Because they know that he will do it perfectly. They know that he's an expert. He will do it perfectly. So they don't want him to get that glory. And yet they will not do it.
Remove it since. They would have been used to it by now.
They've been used to it by now. And at least he can do it very better than what we are seeing now. You see.
This is Morning Crossfire.
Right there, a few minutes ago, Deborah Hamera did speak to some people on ground at the filling stations as they tried to buy fuel, and alongside with herself, she's also on the fuel queues trying to get fuel for herself. What a time we are in the country. Stay with me. After the break, I'd like to take your calls on, well, times are different, times are new, but then the new times come with new tides. High or low, how would you ride through? We'll find out next, right here, Morning Crossfire. This is Morning Crossfire with Femi Live.
We must not play politics with security.
Let's talk about the biggest conversations.
Made of trustworthy ideas.
Passionately connected
to everyone.
Let's talk.
Let's talk on Nigeria Info 95.1 Abuja.
Nothing breaks the news like the news. Trust me, I can prove it. I do it every morning on Morning Crossfire from 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. on Nigeria Info 95.1, and I'm Femi D. Amele. Join the biggest conversation around national politics every day in a way that is trustworthy, full of passion, and yes, covers the biggest politics and the stories that matter to you. See, you have all the reasons to find out what's going on in Nigeria and be engaged differently. Let's talk. That's the way to go, even this morning.
Hello.
This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
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 My name is Elder Emma Okoro. I'm interested in rebuilding my nation. And so I have to join the beginning of cleaning of the environment. The Gariki environment here is totally filthy and unhealthy for our people. So when Mayor Fortune decided that Abuja should come out, I decided to join because it's for the good of our people, our children, our wives, and our families. That's why I'm part of this group, so that I'll be part of those who have started the journey to rebuild Nigeria.
In case you are wondering, well, my name is Fortune. I'm the mayor of the FCT, and I am excited about this initiative. I believe it's going to be a big one. This is the first of many. We are coming to your area very soon. So we expect you to come out. We expect you to put your hands on the plow. It's high time we stop complaining. Let's get something done. If the government is refusing to do it, or they are overwhelmed because they can't do everything, let's do what we can do, and then we hold them accountable for the rest. I think that's what this is about. It's not about politics, not about anybody. It's about people coming out to do what they believe they can do to help their society and the environment at large. That's the thrust for us, and that is why we are here. I'm excited, and I thank you for joining us. Thank you so much.
Nothing breaks the news like the news. Trust me, I can prove it. I do it every morning on Morning Crossfire from 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. on Nigeria Info 95.1, and I'm Femi D. Amele. Join the biggest conversation around national politics every day in a way that is trustworthy, full of passion, and yes, covers the biggest politics and the stories that matter to you. See, you have all the reasons to find out what's going on in Nigeria and be engaged differently. Let's talk. That's the way to go, even this morning.
Hello, my name is Kimberly Nwachukwu. I'm the host of Hard Facts, and I bring you the biggest stories driving conversation every weekday here on 95.1 Nigeria Info Hard Fact Show. I love to get your opinion and conjectures, but the facts you cannot dispute here on Hard Facts. Join me and let's talk.
Connection established.
This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
Nothing breaks the news like the news. Trust me, I can prove it. I do it every morning on Morning Crossfire from 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. on Nigeria Info 95.1, and I'm Femi D. Amele. Join the biggest conversation around national politics every day in a way that is trustworthy, full of passion, and yes, covers the biggest politics and the stories that matter to you. See, you have all the reasons to find out what's going on in Nigeria and be engaged differently. Let's talk. That's the way to go, even this morning.
It's the most debated issue going on across the country. The price of fuel. What price would it be sold at? The NNPC filling stations look like they're set to sell close to the margin of 600 naira. And you have other filling stations who would possibly take up the price that works for them. But then somebody asked me a question this morning, and I was just with a group of journalists, and we're having a chit chat about what's next. Somebody put it to me this way: said, so for example, the NNPC engineers and all the other people that work in our refineries, are they still earning salary? If the refineries are not working, but they are there earning salaries, how well do we really know who's getting paid for what? And I answered. I said, I guess they're getting paid for shining pipes, or to keep the pipes shining. Whatever way you conceive of it, we're in a situation that is really there, as one would find. Some are selling for 537. Some will sell in the NNPC filling stations at 537. Some private filling stations are already changing their meters to 600 naira. Okay? As we have it. Some are changing their meters to 600 naira. Some are setting at 537. Now, for some other filling stations out there, who knows what it will be like if Ebonyi State right now is looking at 1,000 naira in terms of its market price. What will the prices be in some northern states where few movements down there takes a while? Who knows what we're dealing with? And yes, looks like we've unleashed the dragon fully in every measure we can think of. Let's get your views in as regards this. No hold back. Fuel subsidy is gone. And now we're dealing with a new reality. Can you deal with the reality that we have on ground? As we might have unleashed the dragon, if I would say. Yeah, we've unleashed the dragon. What we've been most scared of has now come upon us. And we're taking those reactions in as we have it. The numbers remain 0700-951-0000. Again, that's 0700-951-0000. And then you can also join in on 08095-974867. Oh, yes, and on WhatsApp is 080-999-30137. Take a listen. Unleashed the dragon.
Nothing breaks the news like the news. Trust me, I can prove it. I do it every morning on Morning Crossfire from 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. on Nigeria Info 95.1. And I'm Femi D. Amele. Join the biggest conversation around the national politics every day in a way that is trustworthy.
As one would find, the dragon around fuel subsidy has been unleashed in no small measure, and we're here to deal with it even now. All right, let's take the calls. Good morning to you. Welcome to the show.
Hello, Femi, my friend. How are you?
I'm doing well. Good to talk to you.
My name is Obident Moses Machko. I'm calling from Bonnet Plaza.
All right, good to have you on.
You know what I have to say about this express subsidy? I mean, I've been saying this thing since the day they inaugurated the president. What he did was so wrong. I have not seen anywhere where they are building house from roof to ground. I have not seen anywhere where they are killing snakes from the tail. Oh, what I'm trying to say is that we would have tried to fix our refineries before removing this subsidy. Nigerians are going to suffer it. Nigerians are going to suffer it. We have entered another one chance. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you for your viewpoint. Good morning to you.
Oh, Femi, good morning.
Welcome.
Yeah, this is Tinubu from Guarampa.
All right, Chinedu.
Femi, I still repeat what I'm saying, but that is what I said yesterday. Femi, my question now is that can Nigeria continue surviving importation of fuel even when the goods resume? Because the last time I checked, I know that it's only 50% that Nigeria has in Dangote refinery. And there is no way Dangote refinery will just be serving Nigeria without exporting from any other nation. You understand me? Do you know what this thing is hurting Nigerians? Because we know our leaders. All this one that is saying, just give him chance, give him chance. We have been giving chance since 96, including the APC that just left now. Our afraid now is that they remove fuel subsidy from diesel, we did not see the money. They remove from kerosene, we did not see the money. If they remove from fuel, how will we ensure that we will see the money? The only thing that will make us calm down now is if as if the president told us that, okay, yes, we're removing fuel subsidy, but I assume you, in the next 6 months, our refinery will start to work. And then people will say, okay, give this man chance. But he's not saying anything about our refineries. Look at what the NFTC manager, good party is saying now. Other people should come, they will give them access to report. Instead of saying that maybe in the next 6 months, they will repair our refineries. So we continue to live in importation of fuel as a nation that produces crude oil. That is my question. And I want somebody to answer me that question. Is it a way to go? Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much for your viewpoint. Is this the way to go? Good morning to you.
Femi.
How are you today?
I'm fine, Femi.
Welcome. What's your name?
My name is Mr. Chideberry. I'm calling you from Bahrain.
All right, Mr. Chideberry. Let's take you on.
Yes. First of all, I want to congratulate Mr. President. It's not easy. He had a very good fight. He won the battle. Today he is the President of Federal Republic of Nigeria. Femi, somebody will call on radio and say, Nigeria, we are going to suffer it. I am not going to suffer it. I am going to enjoy it. Nigerians are not going to suffer it. Nigerians will benefit from it. That is where I stand.
Okay.
I am not going to suffer the removal of fuel subsidy. For anybody who wants to suffer for it, should suffer for it. But not for me, not for my family, not for well-meaning Nigerians. Those that love this country, the progressives. We are not going to suffer it. We are progressive-minded. We are moving ahead. Subsidy is gone. Every other thing will follow suit. And that is not the last thing to be done. No. There are many, many hard decisions to be taken again. But when the time comes, you will hear it. Because Nigeria cannot be going backward. We are going ahead. If that is the way to go, then let's do it. Why waiting like yesterday? You are waiting for the refinery to come before you remove subsidy? Have it come? The last government was waiting for the refinery to come. There are another one. What of the other one? Since then, till today, do we have refinery? You ask yourself, why can't we have refinery? Is it not the same subsidy that make you don't have refinery? The same subsidy make you don't have NEPA? The same subsidy make you don't have anything? You can't industrialize the nation because of subsidy.
Interesting. Okay.
President, I appreciate you. Thank you for taking the bold step. That is where I stand.
All right. Thank you so much. And of course, Vice President Shettima has confirmed that they're ready to face the consequences or whatever, differences people feel about it. Yes. Good morning to you. Good morning.
My name is Mike When Wind Blows.
All right, Mike. Good to have you on. Let's talk.
Yes. Please permit me to respond to what Governor Oti said about his experience in the state as regards to the issue of ghost workers.
Okay, Alex Oti, right?
Yes.
Okay,
go on. Femi D, I can assure whoever cares to listen that no amount of forensic audit that will be done that will end this ghost working across the country. The only way is for us to bridge the gap between our population, our national identity. There are a lot of T's to cross, I's to dot around those two sectors or those two areas I've mentioned. I was waiting for the Nigerian Population Commission to carry out their census, but they've not done so. If they had done it, I would have said, okay, let them bring their data and let NIMSI bring their own data and let us see if the two data of same Nigerian citizens will correspond. If not, we will not go anywhere. I said a little of this, though that one is around our communication as to kidnappers using SIM cards to negotiate for ransom and all of that. They jumped at it and did it wrongly. Today, the name SIM link is not effective because they didn't do it well. As we speak, people are still accessing and using pre-registered SIM cards. And the question is, how does a name SIM link work when people are still using pre-registered SIM cards? I don't know if that's what I mean.
All right.
Yeah. So if we are to curb the menace of ghost working or ghost workers, we have to cross the T's and dot the I's around our population and national identity. That's my take.
All right. Thanks for your take this very morning. Grateful to you that you said your piece on this. Latif Samson Temijakwa from Juba says, good morning, Femi D. Kudos to President Bola Tinubu for removing subsidy. This is what other presidents can do, and we can't keep postponing the problems. What Nigerians should understand is that even if you pay subsidy on pure water, that is when all the pure water factory will relocate abroad and we will start importing pure water. Nigerians should endure for now, and I stand with him. But what he should have done was to bring in more BRT buses to reduce the cost of transportation first. And I pray the subsidy money is used on something very productive. God bless Nigeria. Latif Tebitokwe from Jiwa had that written in this very morning. More messages are coming in. Let's read some more. This other message talks about Femi, stop getting what am I starting from? Femi, stop getting it wrong. Even if it's going to be longer than necessary for fuel to get to the far north, the price will not be as outrageous as it is elsewhere across the regions. Don't forget that previously the filling stations owned by Northerners were selling against the unpatriotic dealers that were not considerate. May I remind us that all the presidential candidates were going to do away with fuel subsidy if elected, the exception of Atiku Abubakar of PDP, who was vowed to sell off the refineries, Laji Agbas. But I'm not getting it wrong. You're missing out on something. The price of fuel is not uniform across the country. It has never been uniform across the country. With or without subsidy, it will still not be uniform across the country, Laji Agbas, because somebody out there will need to pay for the transport costs of the traders that are taking fuel far, far north into some part of the country. Maybe consumption is not as intense as in the urban centers or in the urban areas of the country, but it still doesn't change the fact that the further away you are from the points of supply, the more the costs of your transportation, and somebody has to pay for that. So thinking that it's not about being patriotic or not, it's about the fact that the price will not be the same. That's the outright truth. Okay. Abdul from Guac says, good morning, Femi. Please, people should know that the past administration removed subsidy. Our president is only letting us know that subsidy is gone. There's nothing wrong with him reminding us of what the past administration has done now. We are all crying subsidy is a scam. Now they say subsidy is gone. We are still saying the way it is being announced is wrong. Nigerians, please, let's face what is ahead instead of standing to lament on what we cannot change. Double your hustle. Abdul from Guax provides that advice this very morning. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Welcome. Glad you joined in.
This is our brother. My name is Al-Hassan Kakame Dola. We are going to have National State.
All right, welcome.
Yeah, let me clear some issue. The issue of subsidy. Most of people, as a journalist, as the leader of the NPC, so people don't know what is called subsidy. Subsidy.
Okay.
So, nobody wants to clear most of people that don't know what is called subsidy. So please, at least, take your time and clear some people to let them know what is subsidy in the country. Thank you very much.
What is subsidy according to you? What is your subsidy according to you? What's subsidy according to you?
Thank you very much. The subsidy is somebody has police station in Maiduguri, you now check the federal government now pay all the transport from Lagos to Maiduguri. That is the one. Then the thing, if you remove subsidy, you now the federal government cannot pay the transport again. The market have pay transport by their state. You understand? So most of people don't know that one. Am I right?
Oh yeah, it makes up a part of it. It's some of the elements of it. Yes. Thanks.
Yes,
Thanks.
So that is what I mean in the subsidy. The federal government cannot take Nigeria massive money again and pay for the transport from Lagos to Maiduguri, from Depot to Yola. Then the marketer pay their money by their state and check how they are going to set their point. According to their market, how they do the transport information. You understand?
Yes, I do.
And most of people don't know. Am I right?
Well, some people know, but everybody has the chance to know it differently. But thanks for your viewpoint. A good part of what you said mixed up some of the factors that determines how things are. But the context of subsidy is that you need to bring the fuel, the crude you took out, to bring it back into the country, it costs a little bit more. So somebody has to pay for that. And now the government has said they've been paying for a while. And the NNPC says, well, they're owing us 2.8 trillion naira. No, is it naira or dollars now? For the payment systems that they have not followed through on. So we're the president when it says it's removing fuel subsidy. Nigerians should pay for what they use without the government intervening. But some say, how much has been paid? How much is really what has been paid over time? Let's take up your comments as you have written in. We're streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube, so we do have comments coming in from them. Fred Gregg says, Femi D, it's been a while. Your listener from Suleja, but now based in Asaba. How are you doing? How is Abuja today? Oh, it's very fine. Thanks. I wish I could say it's very fine, fully fine. It's just fine. Well, everybody's dealing with few situation, okay? Benjamin Dozier says, keep up the good work. Silas Kiobson says, good morning, Oga Femi D. Good mom. Grace to your work. Thank you so much. And then Jacob Lagui says, good morning. Good morning to you too, dear friend. Glad you joined in. All right. Well, also on YouTube, we'll look forward to your comments as you write them in with regards to the situation we're dealing with across the country. The queues are back, and they're back for a lot of other reasons that may not just meet the eye. All right. Welcome to the show. Good morning.
Hello. Good morning, doctor.
Yes. Good morning. Welcome.
Yeah. Good morning, my brother.
All right. Well, good to have you on.
This is Engineer Ola calling from Asokoro.
All right, Engineer Ola.
You see, Dr. Femi, you know the whole scenario about this issue of fuel subsidy or no fuel subsidy. It just make me admire the former president, Goodluck Jonathan, the more.
Okay.
Because most of all these things had really vindicated that man. You understand? You know, sometimes, I keep on saying during this during the Buhari era, I said it's just the government of propaganda, Dr. Femi.
Yeah.
Because that guy, that former president, really have something in place. And when the issue of fuel subsidy, when he removed it, Mr. Femi, you will remember at that time the fuel price was supposed to be around 100 naira or so. But now look at where we are, and some of us. Now we are now praising the president that he take a bold step. But when Goodluck did it then, we all saw the propaganda around it, Dr. Femi. And I will say, I'm not blaming this president. As far as I'm not in support of him. I'm not blaming him for the issue of fuel crisis now. I will only say Nigerians are the problem of Nigerians. That is all I can say. May God bless Nigeria. God bless you, Dr. Femi.
All right.
For the opportunity.
Thank you. Grateful to you. Good morning to you. Welcome to the show. Hello, good morning to you. Oh, dear, that's not saying true. You can try and call in on the other lines, as we would have it this very morning. But many of you would remember the saying. I don't know if you would remember. I don't know how far back you follow politics, or you stay close to politics. But there are a few things to always reflect on at this time. Okay, good morning to you.
Good morning, baby.
Good morning. Good to talk to you.
Yeah, thank you very much. My name is Chris, and I'm calling from Ghana Street right now.
All right, welcome.
So, Kennedy, mine, I don't believe in too much grammar here. I'm not English now, according to one of your guys, one of the comedians or your station. I just left NNPC now, NNPC police station, okay, with my car. I bought fuel there now, 537 naira. Before now, I used to fill my tank with less than 20. That's what I said, and that's the total amount I used to fuel this car now is 34,000 something. And it's carrying me for 3 days because I did it. It's a Toyota Corolla. I don't know if you can hear me.
I can.
Yes. It's over a little above 34,000 to fill it. From now to evening, and tomorrow by 5 o'clock, it has finished. I did this. Now, why I'm saying this is that some people will be calling, I will never suffer. They have not moved out to see what is going on. The reality on ground, me, I think it's practicality. I get inside my car and I just left that place now with 30-something thousand every 2 days. In a week now, I work 6 days in a week. That is to say, each of the free tank, I use it for 2 days. That is, that 2 days, that 6 days now, calculate 34,000 something times that times 3. How much I'm going to be spending on fuel to work in a week? How much do I stand to get? Don't mature. People are speaking grammar. Because majority of Nigerians that don't have car now, you know, in 72 hours, they will begin to feel the effect of this subsidy removal.
I disagree with you. It will not be up to 72 hours. We now have what you call a refractive system where it's almost immediate. I think it takes about 4 hours before something starts somewhere, then there's a reality to follow through. So about 4 hours. It will take up to 72 hours, I assure you.
Yes, I'm just giving that because water should be trickling down now before you know, because drivers are already at the 3 stations. You look now, some plenty of vehicles. People at the 3 stations, some are not even getting. If you want get now, of course you have to drive your way to even get to the pump. Then you will not get the original price. Some families didn't go to 3 stations with fuel. Now, after buying this fuel now, I have to pass because both that I'm doing now have not adjusted price. So I'm just being skeptical.
Yeah.
If somebody requests, I will have to talk with the person. If the person has said, we move. If the person doesn't accept, I cancel the ride. And now begin to look for the one that will accept. Because the white man I carried now, where he was going, he was supposed to be 1,002. He now gave me 2,005, which is manageable. You understand?
Yeah.
That is how people will begin to feel this is small. All these people calling and be letting, they are just talking. Because when the dog is just maturing.
Yeah, jungle is maturing. I'll take your words for it. Thank you so much, dear friend. Thanks for your viewpoint. And that's the reality on ground. Many people think it's about the petrol itself that gets into the cars, but it's much more than that. Step out today. By the time it's noon, just try this out. By the time it's noon, the same place you go to eat at a certain price, you find out that the price is already taking a new turn. The price of things from meat to food to gari to everything you're purchasing. I think the only things that may be safe to buy before, in 72 hours, something starts to change. I think it's in superstores, the supermarkets that have those fixed prices. So if you have to do some shopping, I'm giving you a good tip now. Go there, buy it before the prices kicks in. But things that have market forces behind them. Stocks, food, what else now? Stocks, food, transportation. These things will follow immediately. All right. So NNPC filling stations sell at 537. Some other private stations are selling at about 600 naira. And that's just the Abuja situation. I can imagine that's also kicking in Lagos and Port Harcourt. Likely similar price formulation would be used. But in some other states, it's going to be significantly more. Earlier today, we talked about Ebonyi State set at 1,000 naira for the price in which they anticipate things will be. So it may want to go higher in the next few days. By Friday, things will stabilize a little bit. But the next few hours, today, tomorrow, things are likely going to be a little bit more refractive back and forth. Not reflective, no, refractive, meaning it will surge back, it will be what you do in stocks where we say, the fundamental news is playing tricks with the technical analysis. If you're into stocks and forex, you know what I just said. But essentially, that is what would happen in that arena. And Poto is everywhere. Jungle don't mature. These are words that come to mind as I round off the show this very morning. Thank you so much. My team, alongside with you, will be... we'll listen to each other all day long. Remember, we're here for the passionate conversations, okay? The ones that are truly trustworthy, passionate conversations that makes a difference every day to us all. Thank you so much for today. I am Femi D. God bless you. See you tomorrow.
Nothing breaks the news like the news. Trust me, I can prove it. I do it every morning on Morning Crossfire from 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. on Nigeria Info 95.1. And I'm Femi D. Join the biggest conversation around national politics every day in a way that is trustworthy, full of passion, and yes, covers the biggest politics and the stories that matter to you. See, you have all the reasons to find out what's going on in Nigeria and be engaged differently. Let's talk. That's the way to go.